Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory, yeah. Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring, I just want a life that is worth every day exploring, My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
We are back talking Detroit Lions in the One Pride podcast. We talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors, and we got my Canadian friend from over there, from Canada. That's Mark Orm from Orm's Forum. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, what's going on? I'm over there. Canadian, Windsor, Ontario. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Mike, Anthony? What's going on, everybody in the chat? Let's go.
We continue to go international with that man over there from across the pond. What's going on, man?
Good day, all. Hope you're enjoying OTAs. Looking forward to this as usual with YouTube. So let's get it.
Absolutely. We are here to talk the latest Detroit Lions news and rumors, OTAs, and with 50 people in the building, let's get 50 likes right now. I see 20 unacceptable. Smash that like button. I see everybody in the building repping it there. We got, hi, I'm me, Paul Ginder, Weston, Lion, Chrome, Lisa. We got Derek Biddleman, Paul Grinder, Jagan Tim, Mr. Detroit City. We got Stan, Tawa, Steve Wilds, West Coast Lions, Mofo, Riley Elder. I'm sure I destroyed names, and I left names out like 9 Drinks and a Lone Wolf 21. Here talking Lions. Yesterday, Mark Orm from Orm's Forum video was released via Twitter. Yes, I am a real one, Paul. Thank you very much. Via Twitter by the Detroit Lions of Jameson Williams making a toe tag swag catch. Really good. What did you think of that video? Let me know in the comment section if you guys seen it.
Yeah, man. I just checked out the video. I saw that today or yesterday. I forget when it was put out, but I did see it on Twitter and back on Twitter, by the way. But yeah, man, this is what we want to see from J-Mo. We want to see him get better as a Detroit Lion, and as one of those top wide receivers. We're gonna have to wait a little bit for him. But this is what he needs to get that chemistry down with Jared Goff or whoever's throwing the football in practice. So, it's something we're looking forward to with J-Mo. He got that toe tap down. We got that Nate Burleson toe drag swag. So we love seeing that, man. As a fan base, we just want to see him get better. So, man, we got to stop dragging this kid. We got to make this kid. We have to make him stick around for a while. So it's good to see.
Definitely good to see Ant-Man. Finally, something good to hear about Jameson Williams because the media loves to drag this guy. Thoughts on his really good catch?
I mean, he's just a massive tease at this point. I just want to see him on the field making plays, destroying teams, and this is the sort of stuff he's going to do when eventually he's going to be unleashed on the league. We weren't able to get it going last year, and we're going to have to wait a little bit this time. But I mean, the guy is special. He's the draft pick I have looked forward to see most in the last decade from when we've drafted them. He's just got that excitement, that X factor about him. And yeah, it seems like he's taking his OTAs very seriously. He's in the doghouse, rightly so. He's done some silly things, but he seems to really be going at it. Like Mark was saying back there, he seems to put on a little bit of weight, seems to be doing all the right things, conditioning himself well. I want week 7 to come so I can see him playing games and destroying DBs.
All right, yeah, I love it. It's good news, always a good thing. That's what I want to hear instead of bad news. Today, not in attendance to OTA's practice was Marvin Jones Jr., Logan Stenberg, who I think we all agree is probably not making the team, Frank Ragnow, John Kaminsky, Isaiah Buggs, C.J. Gardner Johnson. Present but not practicing is Hendon Hooker. David Montgomery, if you didn't know, he It was the last OTAs he injured his lower leg. I consider it a third leg injury because he was probably getting dragged down really too hard there. But he was present but not practicing. Trinity Benson, Antoine Green, Keota Asuika, Halapaludi Vati Vaitai, Levi Onwuzurike. We're going to talk about him. Malcolm Rodriguez as well. Emmanuel Mosey, Chase Lucas, Mark Orr from Orm's Forum came out that, like we all thought, the Malcolm Rodriguez, David Montgomery injury, not serious. Good to go for training camp for sure.
Yeah, hopefully it's not serious. That's what we're hearing. Rodrigo's out there. He's trying to maintain that spot from last year. Man, he wants to be that running mate with Alex Anzalone. So, he's probably going a little bit hard in that first OTAs and hurt himself. It was a lower leg injury. He was seen limping around, not that serious. Montgomery, no real stranger to the injury report when he was in Chicago. So, him kind of tweaking his ankle didn't really surprise me, but it's a little bit early, obviously, but not that serious. And there's a couple names on there that we can talk about that I know we just need to keep an eye on. Obviously, Big V still coming back. Levi Onwuzurike, don't know what's going to happen with him. There's a few other guys in there that that we need to keep an eye on. Hopefully, nothing too serious. But it's kind of a lengthy list right now. Marvin Jones, I don't know what's wrong with him. So we need these guys to get some chemistry down, especially on the offense and defensive side of the football. So hopefully, not too serious.
Again, we'll take questions here in about, 24 minutes, hashtag third leg injury. That could be a hashtag we use, the third leg. You'd always want to talk about that. Ant-Man, again, came out today, no big deal. Injuries there to Montgomery as well as your man, Malcolm Rodriguez. But there was a participant who didn't really do anything. His name is Levi Onwuzurike. Thoughts on what Dan Campbell said about him, and he says he'll try to be there for training camp, be available.
I mean, there's no one I'm pulling for harder on this team in terms of trying to get back from injuries, trying to get back on the field.
Always got to pull hard.
I still know there is a very good NFL player in there. And, it's just been frustrating with the injury, but it's good at least to see him training. He's running. The rehab seems to be going well. Everything they've said about it so far, it's like they're not lying to us about him. He is getting back gradually, and if he can be back for training camp, that would be wonderful. This team really needs it, some more depth on the interior. So I'm really hopeful for him, but just take it easy. We've got the entire summer to go yet. Just be nice and easy. He's had serious surgeries that how long it takes to come back for and how debilitating it can be. So I don't know. I'm just really rooting for him. And let's just hope that we keep hearing positive news about him. Hope he starts doing a bit of contact stuff eventually, then ramps it up. Maybe we see him preseason. That'd be great. Let's just keep my fingers crossed for the kid.
Look, we're all pulling very hard, and we're pulling hard for many reasons. And Levi Onwuzurike is
as well.
Is that why you get third leg injuries, Mike?
Third leg injuries.
Definitely the cheerleaders.
You got to be careful.
You got to be absolutely careful here. Another interesting thing is Ben Johnson came to the podium having a picture of Aaron Glenn duct taped to his chest at the podium. Mark Orm, these guys are having way too much fun.
Yeah, I seen that earlier today too as well, when my phone was working. Yeah, man, they're having a little bit of fun. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes did it to each other, wearing those sweatshirts of each other. Now Ben Johnson doing the duct tape thing, making it funny, doing a little bit of lighthearted thing there. But these guys, man, they're brothers. And this is what we like to see. They get along very well, and, they very, very competitive with each other. And we just like to see that. These guys go at it every day, man, with their defensive and offensive units. So, it's just good to see. And I can't wait to see these guys in training camp go at each other again.
We got Ant-Man there laughing. Got to hear the story, Ant-Man.
No, I like how they're doing the whole Inception thing with wearing each other's faces on the shirts, and I was just thinking it would be amusing. We should do the same, like me, you, and Mark. We should all wear T-shirts with each other's
We
faces
should.
on it, of us wearing the other guy's T-shirt, just like a complete Inception trilogy all the way round. I just find it funny. It's lighthearted. It's good fun. Shows the vibe,
Yeah.
you know.
I absolutely love it. This is like my type of thing. I absolutely love seeing it, and I think this is
Romance.
it builds chemistry, and it's funny as hell, and it gives you something to laugh about. Kirby Joseph, Ant-Man, today was wearing a shirt called Free JMO and a picture of JMO on there. Thoughts of the shirt?
Hey, it was a cool shirt. I saw there was a Detroit store made it for him as well. It looks awesome. You know, I'd love something like that for JMO. I just love the camaraderie with the teams and all they're doing with this. And as for Kirby, I loved his press conference today. He sounds like he's in year 10 in the league. You know, he's just got that utter swag and assured confidence about it. Did you hear what he said about Aaron Rodgers? Just like, yeah, he's gone. I got rid of him. It's just like, I love it. I love the swag. I love the confidence. That's what this team has going into this year. And it's healthy. You know, I know they need to be grounded and realistic. I also want to see them be full of confidence. I want to see them trash talking because I know they'll go out there and back it up. So I just loved Kirby's interview altogether. It was great.
Oh, 100%. Kirby Joseph has got that swag, and oh man, it's nice to see. It's absolutely nice to see. What do you think about that one, Mark?
Oh yeah, man. You know, he comes out, starts talking about Aaron Rodgers. We love hearing that, man. You know, Aaron Rodgers' new daddy. You know what I mean? Kirby Joseph, man, picked him off multiple times, 3 times, I believe it was, or something like that. It could have been more. So we love that. And then the free JMO, you know, that's a brotherhood again. You know, camaraderie. This is what these guys are always backing each other up. You know, it wasn't like it was a really bad thing that JMO did. It does hurt the team, and he's just supporting his brother. And you know, we just need to have little discussions here and there with JMO though, just to be a little bit better and be a little bit smarter as a person there. But you know, I just love the brotherhood that these guys put out there, and they just let the world know that they're all one. That's what I really love too. They don't hide it, and you know, and like Ant-Man said too, it's very healthy. And it's healthy what they're doing. You know, they're talking some junk. They're backing each other up, but it's all healthy stuff. It's nothing that's going to make them be centered out and be like, oh, no, why is he saying that? So, you know, we love seeing that, man. The brotherhood is there.
Hashtag FGB all the way in the comments section. But it wasn't Kirby Joseph just wearing a T-shirt swag. In 7-on-7 drills, he picked off Jared Goff, stepping in front of a crossing route. He took the pick to the house for a touchdown. You know, what do you think about that, Ant-Man? He just continues to be a baller for the Lions defense.
It's a very instinctual player. We saw it last year when you're jumping routes and you're jumping passes from Aaron Rodgers, who's one of the best to do it. It shows, you know, a high level of intellectualism when it comes to playing the game. And you know, from the Illinois system, that's what they preach. You know, preach go get the ball, turnovers, instinct, and you know, you just see him maturing more every single day, and it's just such a wonderful thing to see. The rate of development. We keep saying we've got to sort of temper our expectations for our draft classes and that, but it seems year on year these draft classes just come in and start proving themselves at a high level, just keep getting better, and you know, it's kind of like, why not? Why can't he go on and be a Pro Bowler next year? Why can't he go and be an All-Pro if he wants to be? That's the limit for him if he carries on. So yeah, he's just as instinctive as they get. And like I say, when you're looking at this secondary this year and you're a quarterback looking who to throw at, you've got Cam Sutton out there, you've got Mosley, you've got Gardner Johnson, and you think, oh, my easiest option to throw at is at Kirby Joseph. It's like, no, that's probably the worst option you're going to have in the world to be able to do it. So I think he's going to feast this year. I honestly do. It's yeah, he's one of the players I'm looking forward to seeing most this year. I just think he's got to keep going on and on and on, and I think he will have honours at the end of the year, whether it be Pro Bowl, whether it be All-Pro. I fully believe that.
Kicking competition blowing up here. Parker Romo, he made his presence felt in the competition with Riley Patterson and Michael Badgley. He made field goals range from 45 to 55. and he was perfect for 4 of 4. He nailed a 60-plus one and missed one. But other than that, he was outstanding in the kicking competition. What do you think about that, Mark Orem from Orem's Forums Orem?
Yeah, man. We've had some problems with kickers the past few years. Once Prater was gone, it was like just a carousel of kickers. Now, we got 3 guys that can actually have some good competition with each other. Riley Patterson, Badgley, and this Romo kid from the XFL. This kid's got a big leg. I forget where he went to school though, but he had a big leg in college too. I just can't remember the name of the college. So, he went on to play, professional football. I don't know if this kid has had a couple tryouts last year or anything like that at the NFL level, but he did well in the XFL, and Brad Holmes found him. He brought him in, and he's got a leg, man. He's got a boomstick for a leg. So the more competition, the better. And I think it's going to be a nice one between these 3. So Patterson had a pretty good year last year for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then we traded him. Then we got rid of him. Picked up Badgley, like I said, carousel. So it's going to be nice with this competition, and I'm just wondering who's going to come on top.
Mike McCall with the $20 super chat. Mike McCall is an absolute real one. Show some love to him in the comment section. He says, #FGB. Let's say that CJ and Mosley both play awesome this year. Should we re-sign them, and what will it cost? CJ Gardner-Johnson and Emmanuel Mosley, should we re-sign them? Why not? If they're really good, they fit the culture, why wouldn't you at least attempt to? If it's affordable, I'm not sure exactly what the contract would be through how many years or anything like that, but if you get talent on this team and they're good and they fit with the culture, why not re-sign them? You know what I'm saying? That would be my opinion. I don't know how much it would cost for them. You'd have to look at the next year's market and how they produced compared to other players in their position, but I have no problem with that, Ant-Man.
No, absolutely not. And, that's kind of been Brad Holmes' ethos so far. Give these 1-year deals out, and if you perform, you get paid. So if these 2 guys are to perform and it's fiscally viable for us, then let's do it. That's the way we've sort of gone about it. But the beautiful thing here is even if they do play well and sort of price themselves out of us, we've taken care of that, because obviously with Brian Branch been here, you've got your legitimate heir to CJ. If he either balls out or doesn't play well, he's there and ready. With Mosley, you've still got a lot of good young corners here. Jerry is still going to be on this team. Cam Sutton's going to be here for 3 years. So, it's win-win for this team. If they ball out and we can afford them, then great. If they ball out and we can't afford them, we're sorted. And if they don't play well, then we've got young guys who'll take their places. So, I mean, I would go out for them, though. A good second. You do need a good secondary. And we're in a good financial position next year where we will have a lot of money spare to be able to sign up our guys and, go for it. So, like I say, I don't see us losing in this situation at all, whether they play good or not.
Win-win. You're going to get a compensatory pick if they hit the open market and make big bank. So, I mean, that's the positives about it. So if they come out there and they ball and, you know what, we can't pay them, but they're baller and they get some big paychecks, then guess what? You get a compensatory draft pick and everything is good to go. Mark, are you good to go? I seen you talking to someone on the right.
Yeah, it was just my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's good.
So what do you think about Sam LaPorta? He was very explosive again in practice and OTAs, made a good catch, cut from the right to the sideline on a breaking stride. He continues to be one of the more impressive rookies in training camp. Matter of fact, just impressive players in training camp. Mark Orem from Orem's Orem Forum.
Love it, man. This is what we want to see. He was in that Iowa offense for the last couple of years. Super bad offense at the college ranks, man. Quarterback play, bad offense altogether. But he was one of the best guys on that Iowa team offensively, anyways. And drafted early, second round. He's going to be a guy that I think Ben Johnson's going to have a lot of fun with, and he's going to try to get him open. He can run up the seam. He's great with the yards after the catch, and he's got some pretty good hands. He did have a few drops that he probably would like back last year at Iowa, but he's looking explosive out there, this is what we want to see. We're missing JMO for 6 weeks. We're right back at the JMO thing, and there's going to be a couple guys on this team that are going to have to fill those shoes. And I'm not saying LaPorta is going to be the guy that's going to be running 30, 40 yards on the field, but he does have some giddy up down there. He can run down the seams. He's a great route runner, and like I said earlier, his yak was awesome at the college level. So, that's a big reason why he was drafted. And I think Ben Johnson will utilize these tight ends, especially Sam LaPorta. I think we tied a record or broke a record last year for our tight end group with 12 or 13 touchdowns, I believe it was. And I think Sam LaPorta is going to add to that. If that guy, man, Sam LaPorta, was in probably a better football team offensively in college, he probably would have been a first-round pick. You know what I mean? And so this is a guy I'm really looking forward to, and I think he's going to step up, and I'm excited. I'm sure Ben Johnson is too. He's got a plethora of weapons, and LaPorta is one of them.
What do you think about LaPorta's continued rise there, Ant-Man? And it's just every single practice, he's the guy that is noticeably, making an impact.
Well, he fits this team like a glove. He was one of the most Lions-like players in this entire draft. The system he comes from, the way they play, it's kind of this. He's had to really get his hands dirty at Iowa in an offense that was absolute trash. And, in all our facets of the game, he brings that grit, that steel, that determination to it. And that's exactly how we play. And I think the league's in for a very rude awakening this year because LaPorta and Mitchell in year 2 now, he's fully healthy. Those two fly so low under the radar that you could touch them as they flew overhead. It's people are ignoring them. And they're two very similar tight ends in they played in trash offenses with really bad quarterbacks, and yet they were still plus-level receivers who do the dirty work, and they will slot right into this team. I think both of them are going to have a big impact for us this season, and you don't know which one's going to hit you. But with all the receiving options that we have, when JMO's back, I think the pair of them are going to feast in the middle of the field, and it's going to be great to see. These young guys are going to go out there, prove a point. Both LaPorta and Mitchell, I'm looking forward to seeing immensely.
Let's do a quick poll in the chat because I'm curious to see this one. Who is going to be a better tight end? Well, who is a better tight end this upcoming year? Is it going to be TJ Hockenson or Sam LaPorta? Put SL if you think it's Sam LaPorta. Put TJ if you think it's TJ. Mark, what do you think?
TJ, man, he had a very good year last year. If you go look at his numbers, he was doing some things for us, and then Kirk Cousins loved him last year in Minnesota. So, right now I'm probably going to give the edge to TJ. I just think he's probably the better tight end as for right now. But, I think LaPorta could eventually become maybe a better version of TJ. LaPorta's not here to – when we drafted TJ, okay, let me say this first. When we drafted TJ, he was supposed to be that, that all-around tight end. He was supposed to be the Gronk style. We never really seen the blocking that we really wanted to see. He improved a little bit here and there with the stretch with Detroit, but, he became more of that receiving tight end. And I think that's what Sam LaPorta is too. We're not going to see a ton of blocking from LaPorta. Not that he can't do it. I think his game is going to be the receiving end of it. So, but right now, I'm probably going to give the edge to TJ. He's been around for a little bit longer, and he's still a pretty damn good tight end. And TJ can still get the job done, even though he does catch the ball and fall down a lot, like he did in Detroit. He did it in Minnesota a little bit too. But I'm still going to give the edge just slightly to TJ right now. He's got that experience.
What about you, Ant-Man?
I'd probably say the same at the minute. I mean, I'd expect LaPorta. He will come in, but I think he will take time to adapt, and as the season gets on, I think he will get better and better. I think if you're telling me this conversation in 2 years' time, I think LaPorta will be better by this point. But you've got to look at the situation TJ's in this year. Just for stats alone, Adam Thielen's gone from Minnesota. Dalvin Cook's going. They're two guys who get a lot of touches of the ball there. Justin Jefferson is holding out at the moment, so Hawk could be in line for a lot of touches on that offense. So stat-wise, Hawk's probably going to blow him out the ground, but in terms of the all-round tight end stuff, I think LaPorta is going to be better than him in a few years, potentially. And, we just need to we do need to put in expectations for these guys. Like I say, they love to use their tight end room. They don't like to use just one guy. Wright gets looks in, Zylstra gets looks in, Mitchell will get looks in, and they'll sort of rotate them around, and they'll all find their own little niche, whereas DJ will just get every offensive snap that they can put him on the field for. So, but no, I still like TJ. I harbour nothing against him, and I hope he does well with the Vikings, and I think Sam LaPorta will be a great player for us. I think they will both do well.
Make sure you get those likes up. Let's get to 75 likes. We're at 55. That's 20 more with 121 in the building. The more likes we get closer to a Ultra Combo. We do that every time we get to 100 likes, so smash that like button. Jahmyr Gibbs was outstanding today, primarily used nearly in every single first-team reps running back, shown his speed, quickness, and his 4.3 speed just continues to just look like this is going to be an awesome weapon mark for the Detroit Lions on Sundays.
Hey, man, you nailed it right there, man. Weapon. He's going to be weapon. He's not just a running. That's not what he's about. So, he can run routes like a wide receiver. He's going to take opportunities to run the football too, because, having David Montgomery, obviously sidelined right now, he's going to make this decision. Make it a little bit tougher for these coaches, come out and ball right away, show that you belong. There's a lot of people doubting Jahmyr Gibbs. There's people that dragged Brad Holmes' name through the mud for drafting Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round. Like we talk about a lot around here, man. Brad Holmes doesn't care about your mock drafts. He doesn't care about positional value. He's going to get a guy that he thinks is going to better this team immediately. And a guy like Gibbs should do that. He should be everything that Jahmyr Gibbs wasn't. Everything that DeAndre Swift wasn't. Swift was a good running back, man. We just, availability was not there. Best ability is availability. So Gibbs coming out, showing out early. We love to see it. Montgomery sidelined. Make Ben Johnson turn his head and, scratch his head and have meetings with the other offensive coaches and say, man, we might not have to take this guy off the field. It's going to be tough. So, obviously, it's RBBC, running back by committee. So, but Gibbs playing well, that's what we like to see.
What do you like, or how do you like hearing all that, man? Jahmyr Gibbs, Ant-Man, is continuing to blow up.
Yeah, he's going to be special on this team. He has that ability on his day to just take over games and take them away from an opposition, and I just can't wait to see. He's another one I cannot wait to see. It was like when you first got him, you're like, wow, that high. But then at the same time, going into the draft process, being talked about, it was like, yeah, he's one of the top running backs in this draft, absolutely. And just everything he can do, playing him in the slot, all this, that, and the other. He can, if you're behind, you can still put him on the field because he's still got use for you. And he's just so. I think he's slept on as a runner. Everyone just goes, oh, he's going to be a great receiver. But I think his running back skills are just slept on. He could be as good as Monty as a running back quite easily. And if you're lining those two up together, you just don't know what's coming at you. And it's just going to make our offense so hard to stop. And if Monty has an off day or has a knock, you've got another running back one you can just throw in there because that is what he will be in a couple of years' time. So, again, it's just, I love having some of these special. This is why you take guys like this. You need sort of these really special talents, the skill players who can win games for you. We've built our trenches. We've got all the tough, rough, ugly guys in. And now we're getting the special talents that can take over and win games. And he's just one that's going to be great. And I think he's going to make an impact sooner rather than later. And everything from his training, his practices, he's buying in. He's working hard, and he's going to see that field really damn soon in this season, and teams are going to learn to respect him very quickly.
Folks, it's that time for you to ask us questions. Hashtag Lions, hashtag third leg, whatever it is in the comments section for a hashtag. It gets me to see it. If I miss it, I'm not being a prick. It's because I missed it and I'm old. So just recopy and paste it, repost it. We're good to go. Weston Line, the way our offense is set, do you think any of our players make big numbers this season? Do you mean big numbers regarding like yards, for sure. I think a lot of Amon-Ra St. Brown will get some big yardage. David Montgomery will get some big yardage. I think there's a lot of Jared Goff could get some big yardage for sure. What about you, Mark? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you just named three guys that will probably have some big that will have big games and big yards by the end of the year and touchdowns. Catches, rushes. Montgomery, obviously, St. Brown, like you said, we could see sneaky guys like Jahmyr Gibbs coming in and get a ton of yardage. Both receiving and rushing the football. So, Sam LaPorta, we just talked about him. He could have a pretty nice, solid rookie campaign and get some big yards. So this offense is set to be. It was super explosive last year. A lot of people didn't think it was going to be like that. I'm one of them. I did not think we were going to be that good on offense, and I think Ben Johnson is a very smart individual. He does have a bullseye on his back now. They're going into weekly games every Sunday. There's going to be a target on his back because that was a top 5 offense last year, and top 5, top 10 players all across the board. So he's going to have to adapt. But there's going to be guys that are just going to kill it every weekend, and I can't wait to see it.
Hashtag FGB, how high do you guys think our defense will rank this year? Ant-Man.
I will be disappointed if it's not at least in the middle of the pack. If it's not around 16, 17, I would be worried. And, this defense is young. It is naturally only going to get better simply because it's maturing, and it will get better as time goes along. But you've now got rookies who've been in there several years. You've got Aleem, who's been in there a while now. Your Butch is coming on his second year. Rodrigo's coming on second year. So's Curbs. And then you've got Barnes, who's looking better, who's coming on. And now you've added good vets in there. Now you've put the likes of Cameron Sutton in there. Now you've got your Kaminsky's back, your Bucks is back. You've got the right amount of youth, and you've got the right amount of experience. And, you've finally got your system in place. You've got all the pieces you need. The secondary has been letting us down. We have fixed that now pretty much. I want to see it middle of the table. If not, I would be, if it's not 16, 17, if you're still in the 20s at the end of this year, then Aaron Glenn gets fired for me, because I need to see more tangible progress than that after 3 years if he wants to be serious as a coordinator. So I want it to be middle of the pack, about 16, 17, get a little bit higher than great. But that, with our offense, if that stays top 5, makes a playoff team very easily. So that's where I want him to be.
What do you think of the media consistently scrutinizing J-Mo for social media? I think it's getting a little bit overworked. I think everybody's starting to pick him apart on everything that he does, and I think it's really getting a little bit ridiculous. Can the NFL season start so this stuff can kind of go away and they got something else to write about? My opinion, that's just kind of what I got going on there. Watch Detroit keep all 4 tight ends and cut their fullback. You cut Jace Kabinda? It's possible. I mean, they could do. I know they absolutely love Jace Kabinda, but I mean, it's possible. I don't know if that's the case. Mark, he about to speak. He's like opening his mouth. He says, "Mike, I want to speak."
Well, it's like they. I don't know what the big infatuation is with Kabinda. The fullback, I think, is a dying breed. It feels like we don't use it much. I know Kabinda was hurt last year a lot, and he's got some versatility because he plays special teams. He's a former linebacker at Penn State. So I'm just wondering if they kind of keep him around just in case they need to throw him in a linebacker sometimes. We don't see the fullback being used that much in the NFL. There's only a really couple really good ones. The kid from San Francisco, I forget it. I can't even pronounce his last name, but there's a couple good ones in the NFL. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't mind if we just cut ties with Kabinda. I think it's time to go. That's just my opinion.
What do you think about the Kabinda situation? Do you think Ant-Man, it's time to go, or what?
I mean, I foresee a position change. I'm pretty sure they said the other day that he's playing more as a tight end at the minute. They are using him a lot as a tight end. Yeah. Over his running back, fullback duties. So I can foresee a situation where they will get him in the team, because you need those kind of versatile guys who can do it all. And the way we play, we do operate with a fullback, and it is very useful to have. So, I mean, I can see why they want to keep him around, but it just seems how they're sort of trying to vary his horizons a bit, that they do want to keep him. They're trying to give him the versatility to justify keeping him. So, I mean, if he went, I can't lie. I don't think I'd be upset and crying about it. But he's a great guy, and if he can offer more than just being a fullback, then great, keep him if the position's available to have. But I think they're going to push to keep him.
I think they will, and this is the reason why they will keep Jason Cabinda. Hard Knocks. He was intense. And when you're this intense, you got to stay on the football team, folks. That's my Jason Cabinda right there. He getting it done on the side.
That's one too many Red Bulls right there.
I seen that live, and I was laughing really hard. Shout out to Jason Cabinda's eyes. Those things are glorious. I'm going to miss your question, folks. Just repost it in there. Sometimes you just get caught up with Jason Cabinda's eyes, and it kind of mesmerizes you. Let's see. What's your guys' favorite Lions team? The current team, from the players to the coaching staff to the management, everything just feels like we're having fun. Yes, this is my favorite team. We're having fun. Everybody's doing it. They got shirts, Inception shirts going on. We got people biting kneecaps and having helmets on when you're going to conferences. The media loves us. I absolutely love this team. This is my favorite team. Regardless of how this thing pans out, I'm having fun, Mark.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite teams. I'm going to go on the Wayback Machine, man. I love that 1991 team when the last time we won a playoff game against the Dallas Cowboys. Eric Kramer as our quarterback, Herman Moore as a rookie. You know what I mean? Barry Sanders, obviously, Robert Porcher, Jerry Ball. We had some ballers, man, on that team that should have done a lot better in those playoffs, man. We should have made it to the Super Bowl with that team. That was a really fun team to watch. They had a cast of characters on that team. It was just a really fun team to watch. That 91 team for sure. And I was at that football game too that they won. I was 17, 18 years old. I was with my dad, and we beat the Cowboys, man. It was the last time we won a playoff game. So
what about the 1954 when they won a championship?
I was there. Yeah.
Didn't you like that team as well?
Yeah. When Bobby Lane was playing?
Yeah, and then when they had the old leather helmets.
We playing catch there. Yeah, they had those soft little helmets there, man. Pulling them off at halftime, not even going back in with them. So, man, I witnessed a lot of teams, man, and that 54 team, they were special.
I kind of think we're going to sign D-Hop since the coaches are saying no comment about him when reporters ask about him. I personally don't think they are. Ant-Man, do you think they signed D-Hop?
No, I don't. And, it's nothing against the player. For me, it doesn't fit what we need. I know that might sound stupid because he's an absolutely great wide receiver, and he'd be a wide receiver one here. But I think when JMO comes back, you want him to be the focal point of your offense. We've got the veterans on the team with Jones, coming in doing the work. We've got our young studs, and I kind of want to keep it building that way. And to be fair, I want to save our little pot of gold that we've got at the minute for the trade deadline when we can start snapping up some long-term pieces potentially when teams are letting go. I don't think Hopkins would be anything more than a stopgap here. I kind of want to keep getting players who are going to be here for the next 2, 3, 4 years while we're building towards this window. And I think you always find good value at the trade deadline. And for the first time in forever, we're going to be buyers, not sellers. So I want to save it for that personally.
More likely to make the pro or all-pro, Penei or Hutch? I'm going Penei Sewell all the way. He is an elite right tackle right now. Would not shock if he made the all-pro next year. What about you, Mark?
I'm going to go with Hutchinson. I think he had an outstanding rookie season, obviously, and I think he's a superstar in the making. He's a little bit bigger this year too. His confidence is through the roof. I can't wait until we start hearing how he dominates in OTAs and training camp and mini camps. And I just think the sky's the limit with that kid. I just have a feeling we're going to be talking about this kid like people talk about Nick Bosa. I really do, man. And TJ Watt. He reminds me a lot of TJ Watt, to tell you the truth. So I just have a feeling he's going to be a guy that we talk about for years here, man, as a staple of our defense, and lots of all pros, lots of Pro Bowls.
Do you all think we'll see more play action and deep throws instead of short passes? Yes. I think we're going to see a lot of that. That's the whole point in getting these speedy guys that they got, Jameson Williams, as well as Jahmyr Gibbs. It's going to open it up for those play action deep passes too at Jameson Williams when you have that run game. What do you think, Ant-Man?
I think on the passing side of the ball, yeah, that's what we'll see. But I think you'll see us run the ball a lot more this year. I know everyone said we were a running team last year, but Goff put up a hell of a lot of numbers last year because we were behind in a lot of games. So I think we're going to see us run the ball a hell of a lot more than before. But when it comes to passing the ball, yeah, there'll be a ton of play action setting up the deep passes. That is how we operate. That is the personnel that we have to operate with. We've got all these tight ends who can hit the middle of the field, Amon-Ra can, and then we've got the guys who can go deep. So, yeah, that'll be the way. But Ben Johnson will just keep mixing it up. I would never sort of bet on him to settle on something. He's just going to keep reaching into his bag of tricks, keep mixing it up, keep other... Because that's what good teams do. You don't just run the same offense every week. You keep mixing it up so DCs don't have a clue what they're doing. So, overall, yes, but Ben Johnson, who knows what the hell he's going to do with all this talent at his disposal.
Besides Quinnen Williams, which defensive tackle could you see us trading for? That is a really difficult question. Does anyone come to your guys' mind?
Did the Giants sign Dexter Lawrence? Did they sign him? I should know this question because I follow the Giants, but that could be a guy if they didn't re-sign him. But I think they may have. So I don't really know. But I don't know, man. I don't really know who we're going to trade for. I would really be interested in getting Quinnen Williams. I know you're going to pay an arm and a leg though to get that guy, but he'd be a tremendous asset to this football team.
What about you, man?
Are the Panthers still shopping Ioannidis? Because I'd take him in a heartbeat. Is it the Panthers who were shopping him, or I can't remember? But Ioannidis I'd take in a heartbeat.
He was a guy that's being shopped. Yeah, that's rumored to be shopped for sure. Yeah.
I think he'd fit
FGB,
really well
will
with
you
this
be
team.
disappointed if the Lions do not win a playoff game? Hell yes, I will be. I will be absolutely disappointed. This is a year the Lions should be able to host a playoff game and win a playoff game. So much hype surrounding this team, and the last thing you want to see them do is get there and lose, like the last 3 times that I can remember, and the last 50 times that Mark can remember. So we need to win a playoff game. Like, come on. I mean, literally, the Jacksonville Jaguars won a playoff game. Why can't we win a playoff game?
I know.
100%. And, nothing is guaranteed in life. People go, well, we maybe don't need to do it this year. You can slow build. But, I mean, who knows what happens next year? Maybe we don't have a quarterback. Maybe they're all injured and then we regress again. Our window is now. There is never going to be an easier time to win the NFC North. And this team is young and hungry and can win games. And if it stays healthy, it absolutely should be winning playoff games. The windows for teams are so small. Got to strike while it's hot because who knows what the future holds. So, yeah, if we don't win one, I'll be hella disappointed. If we don't make them, I'll be angry.
I'll be pissed. My intro to a video would be cheeks and then bitching for 12 minutes. That's what it would be if we don't make the playoffs, because that would be an absolute disappointment at this point with the talent that you got. That probably means the defense was butt cheeks, and again, you would have to consider a coaching change if that occurred, like with the defense. Because I feel like I'm confident in the offense that they're going to be able to have big success. But if the Lions were to miss the playoffs, Mark, you'd think it'd have to be there or some sort of bad play, consistent play by a quarterback or something like that.
By somebody, yeah. They could be awful play. But like you said, though, I think we have the utmost confidence in this offense. It's a defense that we're still a little bit worried about, man. We saw a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde defense last year. They were horrific at the start of the year. Like, oh my God, we were doing podcasts thinking that we were going to win 2 games. Remember?
Yeah.
And we were like, this defense is just putting us in the hole. Goff and company can't do any better. They can't do much better. You can't put 30 plus points every week. scoring, and the defense just, giving up too much. And then they played at a top 10 to 15 level at the end of the year, that defense. So, there's still in the back of a lot of people's minds, I know mine for sure, that I'm a little bit worried about the defense. They're going off momentum right now. They added to that defense, I think, revamped that secondary. So if there's going to be a problem, I think it's going to come from that defense. They still got to gel with each other, but then we got to talk about coaching change. Is Dan Campbell the guy? Aaron Glenn's going to get booted. I don't want to have that. I don't want to have that podcast, man, and I don't think any of us do. So
yeah,
no.
And I don't think this is going to happen. By the way, guys, I'm just saying. I think the Lions are going to the playoffs and they win a playoff game. But if they don't make the playoffs, I think we're all going to be pissed off, and everyone would have a right to be pissed off. Or if we start 1-6 again, we all have a right to be pissed off. So I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the Lions are a damn good team with a damn good roster. All you got to do is look at it. The only way that would be acceptable to me is if Jared Goff went down week 1, something like that, because you can't, you lose your starting quarterback, that pretty much really F's up your season real quick with any team, and especially when your backup quarterback's still injured and he's not ready. So that would be the only thing that I possibly could be like, okay, they did the best they could with that. Better season, Hawkinson or Wright. That hashtag Mike is a real one. Hawkinson will have a better season than Brock Wright. That's going to be exactly it, though. That'd be it. Yeah. If I missed your question, it's reposted. I'm sure I have. I am absolutely sure I have. What's your position that we could improve on right now? I've been saying interior defensive line, maybe get another defensive tackle. That's really about it, all honesty. But that's not like saying like it's a hole or anything. I just think this roster's so damn good, it's kind of hard to say, really, what is a giant hole? I don't see a giant hole anymore. I just think maybe, get another guy in there. But other than that, this is the best roster I've seen in a long time, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, very, very few gaping holes in it. And, it's with all the youth in there, I kind of wouldn't almost want to see us upgrade some of these positions because I don't want to stunt the development of some of these younger guys. Like, I want to see a superstar running back come in because I want to see Jahmyr Gibbs become a superstar. I don't want to see another edge come in because I want to see Houston and Hutch and Pascal become stars. And even on the interior, I'm a massive believer in Aleem. I love Aleem to death. And then you've got Broderick Martin who's going to go in there. You've got Kamish and Bugs who, there isn't many places I would, to be fairly honest. I mean, maybe if it was personally, I'd put a more senior linebacker in there. I know AA and all that. I'd put a proper stud in there. But outside of that, no. Let's let this team develop. Let's create our own superstars. Because,
I 100% agree.
That's what we do now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're one of those teams that the roster's damn good. You can always improve. Any team can improve, even the Eagles or the Kansas City Chiefs. But all in all, you look at this, it's a pretty damn good roster, Mark. I mean, the holes are not really there. I think even the depth's damn good. Like, all around the whole damn roster. Special teams, offense, and defense. Like, you look at it, I feel like the offensive line's got good depth now. You got swing tackles in there. You got interior guards. If there's an injury, you seem pretty good. Tight ends, you seem pretty good. Wide receivers, even though a lot of the media thinks our wide receivers maybe is not that. I think that's pretty damn good depth. I mean, you're talking about Tom Kennedy would be your 7 or something like that, or that's not bad at all to have. You look at the running backs, is damn good. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Craig Reynolds. You got, I mean, it's pretty damn good. You go to the defensive line, you got edges galore. You got some pretty good starting defensive tackles. Linebackers are pretty damn good with Jack Campbell. And the secondary is absolutely ridiculous with depth.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of holes, man. And like on this roster right now, you can always tweak a little bit here and there. But, the conversations we've had in the past, man, was like we can name off 7 different holes going into August. We're at the end of August, and then the season's about to start in 2 weeks, week and a half, and we're sitting there going, well, here's a hole, here's a hole, here's a hole. We're not really having that conversation now, and I think you have to credit guys like Brad Holmes, man. Brad Holmes is building this team properly. Like you said, interior, sure, man. We could pick up another defensive tackle. I wouldn't mind that, but don't sleep on Christian Covington. I think that's a guy. Remember when they picked up Kaminsky last year? You know, a bunch of teams kind of put in a waiver for him, like 8 teams. Covington might not have that same effect, but he kind of reminds me a little bit of the John Kaminsky pickup, man. He's a good defensive tackle. You know, he's kind of going to play that Levi Onwuzurike role. So, you know, he's going to do some things. He was drafted late by Houston years back, played for the Chargers. He's done some things. Not a star by any means, but just a hard-working guy. So, you know, so that's a defensive tackle to kind of keep an eye on, too, that might get some snaps. So, but, yeah, man, linebacker, you know, maybe you can use another linebacker here and there, but I really like the development of Barnes. So there's nothing really to complain about, man. It's just, you know, tweaks here and there, but no real gaping hole, like Anthony said, too. There's just nothing really there to be too worried about. If Goff goes down, obviously we're in trouble, but you can say that for 31 other teams. So basically, yeah, man, it's good to finally be able to talk positive about a team going into the season.
Yeah, this roster is really good. It is good. It's probably the best roster I've seen in a long time. It's a really good roster, and depth is important, and the depth is there. And it's damn good. So I'm not going to complain about it. Like last year, we could easily complain. Like, man, look at that. Like, look at the linebackers and look at the secondary. You're just like, holy crap. This year, it's like, it's not much. There's really not much to bitch about, and that's a damn good thing. Hashtag Lions, do you think we should use the 3-3-5 nickel instead of the 4-2-5? What do you think about that type of defense there, Ant-Man?
I personally would want to use 4 up front because that's where my best players are. That's where the game changers are. I want to really tap into that group. You think of the edge rushers alone, the guys you possess. I know we say on the interior we're maybe a bit light, but we've still got good guys in there. Bugs and Aleem are more than adequate at this level. And Aleem, I think, is going to have a really great year. I think this year 3 is going to be the big breakout. So I want to use 4 guys up front. I don't want to do a 3-man rush. I'd rather save that for maybe some of the pass-happier teams who we come up against. But put your strongest players out there. And for me on defense, our strongest players are on that D-line. So put as many of them out there as you can. Go and kick the other team's ass. That's how we win games. So I want my trench guys out there kicking ass.
See, Blue and Silver says, Will Levis is looking like shit at Titans OTAs. I haven't heard about it, but that was the one guy I said, Lions shouldn't take this guy.
I liked him. I liked him coming out. I you know what I mean? I didn't want him early or anything like that, but he does have all kinds of he has arm skill. He does, man. But he's going to be a little bit of a, you know, he's a little bit too confident in himself, I think.
Yeah.
I guess what's his name looks terrible too. Malik Willis. He looks bad again, and it's Tannehill's job to lose anyway. So.
Yeah, they got to get a better job of developing quarterbacks. That's a pretty garbage job. I mean, you get 2 quarterbacks there, and then none of them's developing. That's not good, man. Maybe you should figure something out over there.
And to think some people wanted us to take both of them in the top 10.
I was like, Will Levis, like I could look at even Hendon Hooker. I was like, man, he was accurate. But Will Levis was throwing interception after interception, and it's like, you know, when you do that, it's probably not going to change a whole lot.
He's looked pretty rough. He's looked pretty rough in Titans camp. I did hear that. Yeah.
You think we pound the a-hole this year? All I know is...
Repeatedly, Derek. Repeatedly.
Providing there's not too many third leg injuries.
So, well, look, I'm not in pounding the a-hole. You can ask my girlfriend. I said, that's a no-go. Something I don't do. And she concurs. That's just a good sentiment.
You only live once, man.
Oh, my God. Jack question just destroyed this thing. Let's see here. This is funny. The Cowboys discussed Riley Patterson with the Jags still looking for a kicker. They did? I didn't even hear about that. I had no idea.
Inquired about him? I didn't know that. That's good.
Yeah, hey, trade him to the Dallas Cowboys. We got the Romo guy. He's doing a really good job. So, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Yeah, this Romo guy's blasting You know what I mean? Blasting bombs with his foot. Let's go, man. Let's get rid of Riley.
Yeah,
Get a 6 back. Get a 6.
Yeah. He's you know, Romo. I just want to do it just so I can use the nickname Romo Cop. That's all I want to do.
Oh my God, that's a damn good name.
Romo Cop.
He's Romo Cop. He's got a robotic third leg.
You got to make that thing go viral. You got to make it go viral, Anthony. Yep. He's got that.
Yeah.
Boom.
I've been trying to get
Boom.
Romo Cop to catch on.
Bang.
Ryan Gibson, let's go Lions. In the Las Vegas game, which wide receiver do you guys think is going to go off?
Ooh, well, yeah. That's
Everyone
the Monday Nighter, right?
What week is the LV game?
That's like weeks, top of my head, 7. I could be wrong.
Is that when J-Mo's back? If J-Mo's back, I'm going to go J-Mo right there because they will not know what he's going to do.
Don't quote me on that.
If it's week 7, I'll say J-Mo. That's the perfect game for him to go off. But I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a ploy to get the 7th rounder into a 6th rounder. That actually absolutely could be. He says, where is the Ultra Combo? Well, we're 18 likes away from an Ultra Combo. If you want to hear the Ultra Combo, smash that like button right meow, and we will get it done. Let's see. Who gets more yards this season, Marvin Jones or Josh Reynolds? Great question. Damn, these are some good ones here. That's a tough one. You know what? As much as I like Josh Reynolds, I'm going to say Marvin Jones. I feel like they're slowly phasing Josh Reynolds out. Like, if they were to get D-Hop, wouldn't you think it'd probably be Josh Reynolds that would be out? I don't know. This seems like that, but I'm going to just go Marvin Jones.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because, Goff is Reynolds' boy. So I'm going to say Josh Reynolds. Hopefully Marvin Jones, hopefully they have a similar year. Marvin Jones put up like 500-something yards last year in Jacksonville. So, I don't know. I'm going to say Josh Reynolds. I'll just say Josh Reynolds. Switch it up a bit.
It depends, really, because, if Antoine Green comes good, that kind of negates the need for Reynolds, because Reynolds had quite a few of the deep catches last year. So if Antoine Green balls out, because he is a deep threat guy only, then Reynolds will be phased out, and we'll keep our 7th round draft pick and build him up. So
yeah,
I think it could be Marvin, and I think Marvin will take a senior position in the team early because J-Mo's not there. Don't forget, Marvin was always a good wide receiver too for us, but we have a lot of options this year, so it's not like they can focus double coverage on Marvin Jones because they've got Gibbs in the backfield, you've got Amon-Ra in the slot, you've got guys, it's just how multifaceted our offense is. So these guys got to get a lot of opportunities, but you feel like Marvin with his know-how, his knowledge, and he's here in Detroit, a city he loves. So guys generally play better when they're in that situation. So I think Marvin will.
Nice. Vegas is week 7, Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to go J-Mo then.
Lisa DiLorenzo confirmed it.
Yeah. Is it? It's in Detroit, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go Jameson.
That's in Detroit. I'm going to that game. I already got my tickets for Carolina.
You shouldn't have gotten the tickets before you told me. I'd probably get them for you free. Is sitting in a stand with Herm.
Well, it's just one game I have so far. Just one game. I want to go to at least 3. You gotta let me know, Mike.
All right, yeah, but let me know, man, before you buy it. Let's see. Henry Ruggs could go off also to jail. That is 100% true. No doubt about it. Hashtag Mike Will 97 get red zone looks like Vrabel did in New England. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do – maybe they do a Hawkinson move. Do you think that they put him on offense one time? Mark, you love Hawk.
Who? Say that again? What was said, Mike? I missed that. Sorry.
Hawkinson getting a touchdown, like if they're on the goal line and they bring in Hawk to get a touchdown, like on a special play. Do you think they would do that?
The Minnesota Vikings? Hawkinson?
Sorry, Aiden Hutchinson. God damn it. Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay. Like
I screw up. These damn names are so close and always screws up. I call my kid Carly when she's Riley in the other way around.
You never know, man. Yeah, you never know. He's athletic enough. He's got great hands. I think he played a little tight end in high school. So, he's athletic enough. I don't know if they're going to make make it that thing. But, that's a little gimmicky. But, J.J. Watt did it back in the day when he played for Houston. I don't know if he did it with the Cardinals, but, he's got the athleticism to do it, got good hands. You can always try it. Just don't want him to get hurt in the process. That's the only thing.
8 more likes away, folks, with 140 in the building. 8 likes away, and you get an ultra combo. You get 8 likes, and it's almost that time. What do you think? Did they give Aiden Hutchinson a pass in the end zone?
I think they're more likely to give Liam a goal line carry. I love it in college when they bring the nose tackle in on 1 yard line drives and get them over. And I know he's losing the body fight. He's got that extra little bit of speed he needs to get over. So I'd be 100% behind doing that, or at least bringing him as extra blockers. I think Liam will get a touchdown.
He did it a couple times at NC State, didn't he? Right, Anthony? He did it a couple times at NC State.
Yeah,
for sure.
I love that at college. I don't get why more teams don't do it on the 1 yard line. Just bring all your DTs in, put them on the line, and run over everybody. Do it.
Yeah,
right.
they'll do. Yeah. I mean, they did that one gimmick play with Penei Sewell. That was neat. We've seen it with Taylor Decker before too. I think it was Taylor Decker that got a touchdown in the end zone. And then I don't even know, Matt Prater threw something. So they've done gimmick plays before. I'm going to say no because someone in the comment section I agree with is we have so many weapons on offense. That would be the reason why I'd say no. But we're 4 likes away, folks. 2 likes away. 2 likes away. If you're one of those two, you can get that ultra combo right now. It's close, man. I'm going the extra minute longer than I generally do. So let's get this thing because we're so damn close to it. I haven't had an ultra combo in a couple days or in a couple weeks, so it'd be nice to get a ultra combo. It's 2. Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? Do you guys think so? Yes, it does.
Yes. Yeah. Boom.
Appreciate you guys getting us to that ultra combo. 107 likes. You guys did it. It's been a minute because we're in the lull period and it's the boring period of time. We're just waiting to get to training camp. Mark, appreciate you getting on, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot, Mike. Thanks a lot, Anthony. It was awesome talking football with you guys. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Don't forget to check me out on Mark Orum's forum, doing Lions content. Been a little bit lull right now, but I'm going to get back in the swing of things. I'm going to have videos out shortly. Thanks a lot, guys. Come check me out. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you getting on.
Hey, thanks, Mike, as always. And thank you, Mark, as well. Love doing these shows with you too. If you want to find me more regularly, you can find us at Roar of the Lions UK. We are a group of Detroit Lions fans from over the pond, as they say. And if you want to get a British perspective from about the Detroit Lions, please do come check us out. We go live on Mondays. I'm starting up my college podcast again soon, so we'll look at the next swathe of college players for next year. So come check us out.
Check them out. Subscribe to their channels. Appreciate you guys. Tomorrow's Friday. Yahoo! Yippee! Here we go.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.